The infrastructure gap that exists today will never be responded to successfully with grant funding from the federal government. It's just, the gap is too large. The Financial Management Board, and in particular our financial management system, can provide people with the confidence that they need in the communities to move to this new approach to managing our affairs that looks not just at cash flow funding on an annual basis, but looks at how we manage our balance sheet, debt, and assets.
We just finished our asset management plan last year, so now we're ready to use all of the tools to apply against our next capital project, which is a seawall erosion project. That planning toolkit allowed us to follow all the processes from an RFP, tendering, scoring grid, selecting the right vendor, assigning a project manager, having regular reporting from the CFO up to the Chief and Council table for any variances in the project or project delays.
When OCN looks at planning and priorities, we look at it every year and every 5 years, and we make a strategic plan. And we work with the community, we call a community meeting, and we let them know this is what our old strategic plan looked like. These are planning and priorities. Are you okay with that? Is there anything else that you would think would be a priority? And we gain the input and put it in the strategic document, and we go from there. So when we look at any capital projects, any other projects that go on with OCN, we tie it in with the strategic plan that comes from membership.
The whole planning process was quite lengthy for the development of the new school for the community. We started off undertaking a feasibility study, and what we did with the feasibility study, it identified the need for the community. We focused a lot on the population stats as we move forward into the future. That determined also the space allocation for the facility.
Within the Opaskwayak Cree Nation tendering process, price is always key to our decision making, but it's not the only final decision making factor when we issue a tender. We want to ensure that there are social benefits as well, which means employment opportunities, training opportunities for the Opaskwayak Cree Nation membership. We feel that this is important and creates a legacy for the future of Opaskwayak Cree Nation so that eventually we can do 100% of these projects ourselves internally within our nation.
When OCN has a project going on, it's important to monitor it every step of the way to make sure that we're on time and we're following our budget. We don't want to go over budget and create any deficit for OCN.
One of the lessons that we learned from this experience is that we need to keep the lines of communication open. We need to keep the lines of communication open within departments and also within the community.
The success we've had with managing these builds has been our deep level of participation. We have been part of the feasibility and planning stage. We're part of the finances. We oversee the project. We walk through it with our contractors, and we don't just sit and wait for them, but we participate in a much richer manner.
Each one of those stakeholders needs to have confidence in the First Nations' ability to not only manage the procurement, but the management and operations of these facilities.